Hello everybody and welcome back to more match analysis for MKX. And at the request of one of my viewers, actually, I'm going to do some analysis of their matches. So of course, as always, look in the description if you want to see the original video and all that, but this is my analysis of their gameplay. So let's just go ahead and go.
Round one, fight.
He picked Shirai Ryu, okay. It's a pretty decent character. Gets opened up, but I mean, that's gonna happen. Let's be real here. I don't know what he tried to wake up with, but it wasn't armored, apparently. He's just getting pressured right now. Like, I can't even say he's doing anything wrong yet, per se. I mean, that's how the first round is gonna go in MKX sometimes. Okay. I would like to see him maybe try to stay more grounded and punish some of these strings instead. Like that one, for example. I don't remember if that's minus 17, but I know it's punishable. It's somewhere around there, right? But okay. I don't agree with that, but it worked. I mean, it's not really reverse. It's not really a reversal at that point to jump up and have to do the X-ray. It's more of, I don't know. It's something that he did. I don't really want to say it was a bad decision in the sense that, like again, it worked. But he lost this game, so not too much to say yet. Yeah, and that's definitely not safe, and you gotta be careful about going for stuff like that now that you know that he actually will be punishing. That string is like either plus or like really like neutral on block or something. I don't know if that was a great decision. It worked though. Again, any decision's a great decision if it works. He's being, I feel like Chamber of the Wraith here is being a little bit too offensive, actually. Weirdly enough, even though a second ago I was saying he was guessing wrong on everything. If he blocked a little bit more in the right situations, I think he would be doing a lot better. Good jumping, though. I agree with that. And that's 43%, yeah. Yeah, see what I mean? Chamber of the Wraith really just wants to do stuff, and that's not always the best thing to do. I mean, fighting games, like, this is any fighting game, but fighting games generally are like, who does the least wins. You know, not literally, of course, but you really want to pick your battles. You don't just want to be doing things all the time. It's very hard to figure out, like to start learning when to do stuff and when to just block or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an overhead, so I like that. I wish you would insert some stuff like that. No punish on the teleport. Very strange. But yeah, good throw into the corner. Definitely want to have good corner positioning. I agree with that. 100%. Good hit confirm. I wish he would stop using that, though, because it's A, it's not a mix-up, and B, it's not even armored, so, like, why are you doing it, to be honest? That was a good idea. I mean, that low is, like, -3, too, or -3 as well, so it's pretty good to just use in pressure like that. Even if it isn't, like, super, like, heavy as a mix-up, because it's, like, 30 frame startup, I think. It's still good in pressure. I wish he would stop using that move as much. It isn't landing him as much damage as he thinks it is, or I think maybe. Yeah, and see that move again, that's not an armored move, so it's not really like that useful to use in a reversal situation. I really think he should probably use the EX punch if he's really trying to get a reversal. But in general, maybe just don't do that, because this guy's not going for that many mix-ups. He's just going for a lot of basic pressure. I haven't seen the Sun God player, for example, go for a single tick grab. Yeah, see what I mean? If you keep going for that, you're just going to get whiff punished for days. If not, block punished. I'm pretty sure that interactable is throw immune for no reason, so that was funny. There's a lot of shit in NRS games that are throw immune for no reason. Okay. That was a good time to use the sweep. And yeah, I agree with that breaker, especially because look at the, I mean, you can't really see, but he had, the life totals are about even, and he spent the bar. So you're really basically, like, this is just objectively a good decision. Oh, and another thing is that you have all 3 meters here, which means you're not gaining meter anymore. So, yeah, the breaker here is, like, the objectively right thing to do, in my opinion. That said, I don't think that he should be jumping all this often. I like that interactable usage. For characters that aren't Leatherface, Goro, and like one other, that interactable is really useful because it's plus on block. Yeah, this tick throw setup is really good because if it hits, it still combos. If it doesn't, if you block it, it ticks. So that was the first mix-up of the game I've seen this guy go for, and he went for an extremely safe one. Switching up the characters. I didn't actually know that Chamber of the Wraith played killer. This is my main, so I could definitely scrutinize this with in extreme levels of detail. Yeah, I would have, if you're gonna do Berserk stance shenanigans like that, I'm not against it, but you got to cancel it more to bait the opponent into doing shit like that. Because in this matchup, Leatherface can actually punish back 1-2-2. It's a 1-frame punish, but I mean, I'm not particularly amazing, and I can get it almost every time. So if you practice, you could definitely get it, even online. I like that usage of the overhead, but that combo doesn't work. You got to do forward 1, and then 1-2 into chain sparks. I say this with anybody who plays Leatherface, but if you're gonna just throw out Berserk Stance 1, don't even think about it. Like, just do it. It's a really good poke. It's -8 and pushes you back like fucking light year. I mean, I don't like that because A, that reversal was not armored, and B, he didn't get a real combo off of it. He just did down 2. You can get like 40% off of these things with Leatherface. Yeah, see, I like that, but I wish you would have baited out the back 1-2-2 instead. Like, in my opinion, Jason versus Leatherface is pretty fucking 5-5. Mainly because Leatherface does have extremely good punishes for a lot of Leatherface's options. Like, or not Leatherface, Jason's options. And so, Leatherface can put the fear of God inside of Jason, basically. You're just getting mixed up over and over again. I don't even think that's an overhead.
Round 2, fight.
It might be. I think he was just trying to build meter. Yeah, that's +7. You do not hit buttons after that. I mean, good armor, but it doesn't really matter at this point because of the positioning of life, in my opinion. I would also like to see him go for the low mix-up there more. I mean, it's not an amazing mix-up, but it's something. People definitely fall for it. And it makes the overhead option a lot more scary because it does launch after all. Just not blocking at the start there. Yeah, I mean that setup isn't real. If you just do forward 2 into it, it's a lot more real. But still, that guy didn't know about it, so I agree with that decision. Or rather, he didn't defend against it, which is all that really matters at the end of the day. Yeah, he tried to go for the real combo that time, I think, but again, that's not an armored reversal, so I wouldn't go for it.
Round 2, fight.
If you're gonna go for a move that's not an armored reversal, so you can get a combo, use the EX upsaw. It's actually pretty decent if you're like trying to use pseudo wake ups. Now this is like plus a trillion on hits, so even mid screen you can run up and get a forward 1 guaranteed. Yeah, I like that decision. You gotta do that sometimes just to make them afraid of it. I like that too. I like that he's mixing it up now. Chamber of the Wraith. Mix-ups are good. Remember that. Especially with Leatherface, because all of his mix-ups are kind of gimmicky. Or like really low percentage. But this is MKX we're talking about. Yep, that's just a good poke in general. Yep, and that interactable is plus on block. As far as I know, I've heard that it's plus on block and it feels plus on block. I mean, there's no frame data for it in the game. Yeah, good shit. Well, I mean, you missed the confirm, but I still agree with that. All of that offense decision was really good there. But yeah. So let's talk about that. This is the importance of not dropping combos. Actually, but I'm going to go back slightly further. So, he tried to punish that, which is possible. Misses, but then the Leatherface does down 1 into stand 1, which down 1 is only like -3, I think. Down 3 is obviously like -8, so it's really bad, but you can get away with that because the Jason player actually went for back 1, which is an 8-frame mid, which means that you're not really capitalizing on the frame disadvantage. So he gets the hit, but then he misses the confirm. Very unfortunate. Guesses wrong again. Yeah. And I think what happened there is he was just really scared because he had guessed wrong 3 times in a row. That he was trying to do something, but you can't. Against Jason, when he has that buff on, you just have to deal with it. There's nothing you can do about it except guess right. And now the Eldricken, that's how you pronounce that, is picking Slasher. Interesting choice. I disagree with that decision there because this armor attack does 21% damage, right? I think. Yeah, 21%. But it is minus ass loads on block, whereas what is it? Down, forward, circle, meter burn, the gut slash is only 20%, but it's minus 10 on block, which is a lot safer. Most people aren't going to punish minus 10 unless they specifically know. I feel like that armor is only really, I would only really use it if you're like at max distance, because you can go through projectiles and whatnot. That was a 23% throw right there.
Round 2. Fight.
That string is unsafe. The forward, what is it? Forward 4-2, forward 3-2, something like that. That string, that is unsafe to Leatherface. Very easily punished by forward 1-2. Just so you know.
Jason wins.
And if you're gonna play Leatherface, that's honestly one of his biggest strengths, is punishing the opponent. In general, I feel that you don't really want to be going for, like, I mean, except for Butcher, you don't really want to be going for mix-ups as much as you want to be going for punishes into mix-ups. Like, you don't, basically, you don't want to go for raw mix-ups in punish situations, because you can just get, like, 42%. I like that jump-in. That was a good jump-in timing. But I wish he would learn the proper combo, because that's not actually the combo you do there. And that is lag. Ew. Yeah. It happens. Leatherface is really bad in the neutral in this variation. I mean, he's not amazing in any variation. Even like Pretty Lady, but Slasher is really good, so you're going to have to be careful in the neutral against Slasher. See what I mean? That was a whiff punish. And you would have been able to get like a full 40% if it wasn't for the lag there. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but that is a thing. Whenever you grab somebody, you can run over them with Leatherface. A couple other characters can do that too. It's really useful for making them use armor, but it switches their wake up inputs, so it's like whatever the opposite input is. Like if their wake up is down back triangle, then you're going to get down forward triangle instead, and whatever special move that is, probably not armored. It's really good for baiting out wake ups like that. Okay, I mean, you used it once and it was super unsafe, and you used it again and it worked, but I still don't agree with it. I would have just blocked there. That said, well, never mind.
Jason wins.
Actually, for this situation right here, you should be going for a second mix-up, because you can cancel that into the overhead or into the low, and you can get like a pseudo 50-50 there. Obviously, the overhead is +2 on block, so it's a lot better to do than the low being in -10. But you shouldn't just go for that alone. And also, you should go for the low into overhead sometimes, just to, you know, it's safe. It's +2. And, yeah, that would be my thoughts on that. I would go for more mix-ups than just the overhead over and over again. Because, see, he wasn't even, like, look, he wasn't even blocking that sweep right there. That slow-ass sweep, he didn't even block that, because he wasn't expecting you to go low, because you've went overhead every single time. You know what I mean?
Jason wins. Round 1. Fight.
That's unfortunate. The slasher play just gets the hit, and then actually it doesn't confirm because of the distance. One thing I'll say about this, Leatherface has one of the better anti-cross-ups, or anti-cross-up anti-airs of all time in this game. Just stand 1, or stand 2. Actually, stand 2 is better. You use stand 2. But anyways, I would have liked him to at least try to use it in that situation. And if he doesn't know about it, now you know about it, so. Stand 2 is a really good anti-cross-up. But you just you gotta block on wake up, man. You can't just do stuff. In all seriousness, I would like for you to delay your wake up as well sometimes. Mix up your defensive options as much as you mix up your offensive options, just because in this game, defense is key.
Round 2. Fight.
I don't like any of those decisions, because he's at a distance where the zoning is going to come into play. So what does he do? Hit, face tanks it, does a special move, face tanks it, and then he keeps going like he never learned. You got to be patient against that, because it is a mid projectile. Good mix up. You do got to go for the grabs every now and then, in my opinion. I don't like that guy just got back one and then stopped the punish.
Brutality. Jason wins. Round 1. Fight.
Did he switch to... Yeah, he switched to Assassin. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, you got to be careful about that. A lot of people do know that the parry does not beat lows. Or jump-ins, for that matter. That reversal is really good, but it's terrible in the corner. Yeah, the classic. You're at less than 14% health, so you just use the uppercut on somebody on wake up, so if they do... Was that X-ray too? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Don't ever use X-ray as a wake up, in all seriousness. Ever. There's literally no reason to ever use X-ray as a wake up. If you have that much meter, just use one of your meters to do it. But again, if you have less than 14% health, I just wouldn't ever go for an armor. Like, it's much more reasonable to just die, honestly. Like, just die and then try to come back the next round. As unfortunate as it may seem, that's the state of the way this game works. And in fact, don't even block. Like, just take the damage. Yeah, I would really like to see more zoning, just because that's kind of what Katana does. She's not really this offensive character. She doesn't have, like, the tools for that. Good block, but I don't really know at this point, because Chamber of the Wraith has went low, or like got a low combo a total of no times. So really, what's the risk there? Like, oh, I block low, or I mean I block standing and get hit with like a sweep or something, versus that X-ray, which could have won him the round. Like, in terms of momentum. Yeah, I would have block confirmed that. Like, you gotta realize that they blocked. And like go for something else, like float or something. I don't know. I don't know what her options are, but I definitely wouldn't have gone for that. Also, I know it's kind of hard on pad, but I would at least try to practice instant air fans. Like, I would go into training mode and just try that. If not, it's not that big of a deal, I guess, but that is a huge part of Katana's game plan. Excuse me. So far, though, Chamber of the Wraith has given this guy zero incentive to block low. Katana does have a decent low. I don't know why he did that. That's just really punishable. This fatality is so disgusting.
Fatality. Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, I really don't like the usage of that move. It's very unsafe, and all it does is get you close to him. Like, ideally, like, you hit, right? You get 18%, I think, and then you're close to him, though. That's the problem. You don't want to be close to a Sun God player. I mean, this guy hasn't been mixing it up, because he hasn't really had to. But still, you really want to, like, I feel like you're trying to be too aggressive in a matchup where that's heavily favoring the opponent. Yeah, see what I mean? You gotta block. This guy realized he did like 4 back ones just to get you to start blocking. You gotta start blocking as a default. And that's plus. Yeah, that's plus. I've noticed also that Chamber of the Wraith, like, whenever something doesn't work, he'll just go for it again. If it doesn't work, he'll go for it again. If it doesn't work, he'll go for it again. You know what I mean? Typically, like, there's something to be said about that at an extremely high level, but when you're talking about at this kind of level of play, like the intermediate level, people will destroy you for doing that because they'll just be like, okay, that's your pattern. I'm going to exploit that.
Kotal Khan wins. Round 1. Fight.
I didn't know Chamber played Kuotan Warrior either. That's one of my mains. So one thing I will say about this matchup, back 1-2-2 is punishable by command grab. It's a special move though, so like it makes it so that it's guaranteed to do every single time. You don't even have to like time it right. So I would definitely abuse that. So far he's just this glitch is okay. Let me just talk about this for a minute. This glitch has been in the game since vanilla. For some reason, like, you can't combo off of it in this situation because it's like neutral, but it's just funny when that happens. I always do command grab after it because not very many people know what to do. I don't like that combo because look at the damage. It did 33%, and you can instead, right here, you can do back 1-2 up 2, NJP, and then forward 3 command grab for a much better damage. Like, I'm pretty sure actually it would be 33% or 34% for 1 bar instead. There is some even more advanced combos that can do more, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. I like the stomps because, again, any decision that works is a good decision. Yeah, whenever you block back 1-2-2, just always do command grab. Just always, 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 always. like as a reversal, if you time it, it's technically a 1-frame timing, but you don't have to do the 1 frame because the game automatically like puts it there since it's a special move.
Jason wins. Fatality. Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, that string is... It's one of those forbidden strings. Never use this string for any reason ever, and at any time, do not ever use that. That string is objectively bad. There's nothing that string does that's good. It's unsafe. It doesn't do any, like, it doesn't do extremely good damage. Nothing. Like, don't ever use that string in all seriousness. I hate that that's the case, but that is the case. I like this zoning. Kuaton Warrior actually might have better zoning than Tiger Fury simply because he has a zoning mix-up. It's really decent. Tiger Fury's zoning mix-up is not that good, and it's range dependent. Honestly, that mix-up right there is super hard to deal with. You can't fuzzy it because it's a grab versus a strike. So you really just kind of have to guess. Or, like, you know, like, no, there's... we're not going to get into the guess versus no debate, but... You just spent 3 bars for, like, 39%. Definitely don't do... I wouldn't do that. That's me personally. I mean, unless you just want to, but... it's not a good decision, mechanically. Yeah, and now that he has the rope on, the glowing rope, really, man, like, you don't have any business not blocking. Like, what do you, like, look at this, wake up. What are you waking up for? Like, wake up what? How does that, like, what are you even expecting to do? You can't wake up against Jason when he has the chain on. Because it'll break your armor. Unless, like, you, like, beat him, but he has shown that he is gonna meaty properly every time, you know what I mean? I don't like Eldricken's punish, but it didn't matter. Because he's got the life lead and he's got a really advantageous situation. So, after forward 2, you're minus 11, or minus 10, one of the two, I forget. And at this range, obviously War God's not going to be able to punish, but you're minus 11, so you should be blocking.
Your sacrifice honors me. Round 2. Fight.
I like that teleport. I mean, I wouldn't go for it that often, but in that situation it was really good. Yeah, see, this is what happens if you don't delay your wake-up options. You gotta delayed wake-up sometimes. Or, I said if you don't delay your wake-up options. If you don't mix up your wake-up options. Using delayed wake-up. I don't know, in general, Chamber, I would definitely suggest you just take X-Ray out of your repertoire. Don't ever use X-Ray in this game. Like, there are some exceptions to that, but that's the general rule, and it will help out a lot. Because all it does is waste 3 bars. You know what I mean? Best case scenario, you hit, you get 30% damage. Woo. You know what I mean? But like if you get blocked, it's in Scorpion's case it's plus, but I mean really you wasted 3 bars for like that's still a really bad risk reward ratio. Especially as a reversal, because he has a reversal for 1 bar. Yeah. Like I don't agree with using X-ray in general, let alone as a reversal. I hope in MK11 that X-rays are better. I mean not X-ray, but finishing blow or whatever they call it. But that's neither here nor there. I don't even need to say it at this point. It's just, you know what I'm going to say. R2. In all seriousness, though, like that could become a problem as well in this matchup. But like I said, I really would suggest that you start blocking by default. It's kind of hard to get that into your mind, but once you do, it'll come second nature. You know what I mean? Because in NRS games especially, if you don't block, like you're in a really fucked up position. That was definitely a bad hit, confirm. You gotta be careful with those. Yeah, again, like Eldricken's just punishing the fact that he has the read that you're never gonna block. So he doesn't even have to go for a mix-up.
Brutality. Your soul burns. Kotal Khan wins. Round 1. Fight.
That was an interesting idea, but again, I think that Chamber's jumping a little bit too much. And in the wrong way. Like, Scorpion can get away with jumping because he has an amazing jump 3. And, like, you can combo off of his jump 3, but I haven't seen him do that. He's only been using jump-in punches.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, see, like, that is a really good tactic if you can, like, hit confirm it. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I'd have to go into the lab to see if that sweep is a good option after that string. Yeah. Notice how all he's doing is back one, back one, back one, back one, or whatever that string is, I don't even know. But the reason that's working is because he's got the read that you're never going to block. Or not enough, rather. That would be my main criticism that I would levy. I'm pretty sure that down 2 was to beat the forward 1, which, I mean, good. I agree with that decision. But he just happened to not do it there. Blood God is the only character why I will be okay with using X-Ray, but only if it lands, to be honest. That's his only reversal at all. But even then, like, Yeah, see that string is very punishable. This is a case of Eldricken clearly is reading the frame data, but Chamber is not, I don't think. Like, I know he does on some things. Because I've been in training mode with him before and I've seen him do it, but I don't see him putting any of that to use. What was that jump over for? What did that achieve? At best, you're going to be over here. You know what I mean? At the exact same spacing. There's no reason to jump there. And you get punished for it. See, in that jump too, there's no reason to jump there. I mean, you get out of the corner maybe, but at this point in the set, Eldricken's definitely shown that he's not just going to let you hold up forward. All of these jumps, I definitely disagree with all of these jumps, but Eldricken hasn't anti-aired these ones. That was so close. Is that the last match? I don't think so.
Round one, fight.
Okay. Yeah, if you can zone him out the whole game, I'm all for that. But now he's in the corner, and he's Hush with 10, so he has a bad wake up. Well, he's not in the corner anymore, but it doesn't matter. He might as well be. And that's gonna kill, I think.
Sacrifice honestly. Round two, fight.
Also, here's the thing about the Fireball game that most people don't really consider. You don't have to beat jumping with an anti-air. You can just time your straight one in a different way, and the advantage to doing that is, first of all, having them land on the fireball allows for the fact that, well, now that you're sending it straight, right, that means that if they didn't jump, then they still have to deal with it. But it's, not that he did. I mean, he went for the low one here, but I'm just saying that's something to keep in mind with the projectile game, is you want to figure out if you can hit the jumping opponent with the straight one as well, by changing the timing. And also just changing your timing in general for a projectile game is really helpful. Yeah. Notice how after he blocks the EX straight missiles, he jumped again. That was the second time he's done that. Little tiny things like that you gotta also try to be picking up on. The way I do it is, the way I train anyways, is I'll actually physically say out loud what they just did. In what situation. Like, I'll be like, he just jumped after I did that. You know what I mean? And what happens is that gets into your auditory memory. And so you can start to pick up on your opponent's tendencies. I don't know if that works for everybody, but that's a tip that I would give. It works for me anyways.
Total Khan wins.
Yeah, overall, my opinion would be definitely try to panic less and just calm down and think about what's happening. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of those situations were just, you got mixed and you got mixed and you got mixed and you got mixed, and so you were trying to get out of the situation as opposed to just calm down, block. You know what I mean? Also, definitely, like, jumping is not going to get you that far in this game. Or, I mean, in fighting games. It's fine in this game in some instances, but there's still way too many anti-airs for, like, to consider it a safe option to do as often as you did, is what I should say. I do like some of the hit confirms that you did, but also, like, my last very important thing I would say is, like, read and apply frame data. If you know that somebody is -8 and you have a 6-frame move, that's a punish opportunity. You know, I know you know how it works, but I'm just saying, like, it's very important to apply the frame data knowledge as opposed to just having it. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it, please consider dropping a like and check out the original video in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.